What does that mean? Before I did my first Broadway show, which was in 2004, A Race Against the Sun, with Sean P. Diddy Puffy Combs. I had never directed a Broadway play. I hadn't ever met anyone like a mogul. But I took me into that rehearsal hall.
All right.
So when I go into that rehearsal hall, I'm taking Mr. Pope,
Okay.
Ms. Howard,
All right. All right.
Dr. Benjamin,
Okay.
Lee Benjamin,
Yeah.
thank you. So when I step into that space, I'm taking me with me. That's me. I'm not the kid that went to Juilliard. I'm not the guy that went to Yale. I'm the guy that was born in Tallahassee, Florida on Mickey Road with an outhouse and a little farm.
All right.
I'm the guy that grew up at 1034 18th Street. I'm the guy that grew up with 2 parents in the household and I thought we were rich. I'm the guy that sat there and ate welfare cheese in my living room. I'm the guy that went to a small Baptist church here in St. Pete, Florida. Before I did my second Broadway show, I had never done that before. Working with the great August Wilson, the greatest artist to ever live. But what empowered me was to be able to walk into that space and say, I'm a country boy from Tallahassee, Florida, who grew up in St. Petersburg, who went to a historically black college, who worked with the homeless population as one of my first directing gigs, who worked in the prison system as one of my first directing gigs. So when I go into a room, I don't pretend to be someone, I claim who I am. I'm a country boy from Tallahassee, Florida, who grew up in St. Petersburg. When I was getting the Tony Award that you guys missed, I was actually sitting next to Jennifer, and well, I got to tell the whole story now. Okay, I'll tell the whole story. You got a little while?
Yeah, take time.
Okay, the week of the Tony Award nominations, no one was writing about Kenny Leon. This was my 8th or 9th Broadway show. This is the one with Denzel. No one was writing about it. Not in Variety, not in Hollywood Reporter, not in the New York Times, not in the St. Petersburg Times. That's another story. Nobody was writing about it. And I actually remember praying. I said, God, if you were to allow me to be nominated for a Tony Award, you know how big that is? If you were to do that, then I promise you in all my work, I would try my best to bring people closer to you.
All right.
Flash forward. A couple weeks later, I'm looking at TV, turn on the TV, Tony Award announcements. The first category was actor category. And they listed 5 men and not Denzel Washington. And I thought Denzel deserved a nomination. So I was upset. Mom, forgive me for what I'm getting ready to say right now. But I turned off the TV. That's how shit. Turn off the TV. I was so pissed because they didn't call his name. So I started to go out the door to another rehearsal I was going to. And my agent calls me on the phone. And she's crying. She says, Kenny, oh my God, you got nominated for a Tony for Best Director. I said, what? And I just looked up and I said, oh God, you got a sense of humor. I fell on my knee and said, okay, thank you. Now I got to do my part. Flash forward a few weeks later. What's that? That was CBS, right? CBS. Clint Eastwood on stage. And they're doing my category. Right before the category, the cameraman comes to me. Mr. Leon, if you could just turn a little bit to your left, because I have a feeling that you're gonna win. I've been a huge fan forever. I've seen everything that you do. I was like, yeah, right. So all thing in my mind is, I remember when Sam Jackson didn't get that Oscar that he should have got, and he was caught on camera, he said, shh. So I just kept saying, I don't want to be that guy. And Sam was sitting like, he was sitting like a row behind us, right? So I just didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to be Sam. So I was like, okay, when they come back from the commercial, I'm just gonna smile. You know what I'm saying? They call that guy's name, congratulations. And so it came back up, and Clint Eastwood says, I can tell that Clint is not from St. Pete. People that really know me as Leon or Kenny Leon or Yeek. Clint Eastwood says, and the winner is Kenny Leon. And my mind froze up, right? 'Cause I was preparing to it's not me. I knew it wasn't me. But I was so stunned that I won, not that I didn't deserve. I should have won a Tony in 2004, but I'm sitting there and I didn't even turn to kiss Jennifer because I was just like, oh, now I remember they told us we had 1 minute and 30 seconds to leave your seat, do your speech, and be on stage. So now my mind's like, okay, it's like 29, 28, 27, 24, 23. And so I stand up, and if you haven't been in Radio City Music Hall, it's just, I mean, for a country boy, it's like, oh my God. So you turn around, somebody, a deep voice in the upper balcony said, we love you, Kenny Leon. And I lost it. And I was like, that's some person from somewhere in Florida who saw my work or who didn't see my work. Or some person in San Francisco who saw me do a regional theater production, or Washington, D.C., but if somebody paid money, it cost like thousands of dollars to go to the Tony Award. And I was like, I just lost it. So then I walked on the stage, I'm staggering, okay, what are you gonna say, what are you gonna say, what are you gonna say? I got to the microphone, and it's like, Denzel, I'm still thinking now. They thought I was a great speech. Like, you said Denzel 3 times. No, I was trying to buy time, Denzel. And then the thing I did remember, I said something about my mother, and I started thinking about all the young people across our country. And I said, I hope for the day where every young person in America can get just a little bit of art in their daily educational lives. And so that's what you missed. And in the form of wrapping up, when I saw these African American students on stage today, and I thought about the origins of their ancestors, and I put that together with an instrument that was developed in the 15th century from Italy. And I said, that's the beauty of America. That's the beauty of America. So I just want you guys to know that, you know, I saw Thomas Pittman's mom, Nora, and I saw Dr. Benjamin, and I saw my cousins, my nieces and nephews, teachers. I just want to, from the bottom of my heart, we all are only going to be on the planet for however long we're here. And it's how we serve each other, and it's how we make the place a better place. So that when we leave here, we can say, we did it. Well done. And I want you guys to know that every time I accept a Tony Award, every time I do an NBC musical, every time I get an Emmy nomination, every time I step on the stage to do, in a rehearsal room to do a Broadway show, which I'm getting ready to do next month, every time I do that, I'm taking you with me. You are a part of me. You are who I am. That's what take you wherever you go means. So I thank you for allowing me to be me. I thank Legacy 56 for what you do. And we have to rise up in this community and really support this organization. But thank you for being a part of me. I love you, respect you, and thank you.